So around 1 week ago, I put a tweet out on Twitter saying that I moved all the video game related stuff into a new room. I always wanted to have a video game room and nothing else along with it, like a bed for example. I waited for the right opportunity to tackle this vision I had, and last week finally happened. Have you ever had one of those days when your sibling wants to move other rooms because of a bigger space? Well, that's what happened to me, and after asking around the house saying if they were going to use that room for reason purposes, they all said no, and I was ready to get started to move some shit around. But the question I had to ask myself is, which room do I decide to move? The video game room or the bedroom? My original idea was to have the current bedroom being a video game room, as it has a big space and it is great when you're making videos. But then here comes this one concern I had in my mind. Would my giant fucking bed actually fit into the small room? After a few discussions, I was convinced that moving the video games into the small room was the better choice. It ruined the vision I had, but in the end, it was probably the better decision as the bed itself wouldn't fit. So after an hour and a half of moving stuff around, the video game room was complete. What you're looking at now is the video game room. It is really small compared to the other room, but I said to myself this change would be for the best, and I may come to like it at the end of the day. That was until a couple of days later. I was recording one of my videos as per schedule, and throughout the recording, there was something completely wrong. I was recording around daytime and I was still a bit tired to be honest, but even then, something still felt strange to me. Everything was so crowded, it feels like I couldn't move my body around as usual compared to the bigger room, and the car noises outside are much more louder. And if you know me, I love it when vehicles drive by. After my recordings, and since I was curious, I measured my bed and the small room in comparison, only to later realize that this bed would have fitted into that room after all. Sure, I'll have to unscrew everything just so it can get past the door, but it can technically fit. This is why I should always listen to my thoughts instead of asking for opinions. Now, as it is obvious, I was never going to make this video at all, but because I let all of this happen, and I apologize for that, I just cannot let this one slide. And plus, all of you are a part of this YouTube journey just as much as I am, so it should be fair that I take you along on this adventure by making these types of videos. So I took the bed apart and along with some help, because I'll be fuck of doing this by myself, moved everything into the small room and all the video games into the big room. After around 3 fucking hours later, here is the overall results from that massacre. You may notice that things do look a bit different, cause one of the things I had in my visions was changing the style of what everything looks. The television and the video game consoles have now been moved in the window area where my bed was at, and the computer has been moved to around 90 degrees to the wall between where the video games and the bed used to be. The posters are still at their original place, but they are now bunched up more closer. I'm not looking to keep them there for the long run, but we'll see what happens. The printer is located where the computer was. Long story short, nobody wanted the printer, so I just happened to have it. I usually print out covers for the Universal game cases anyway, so it's no big deal. As for the video game shelf, it's been moved around to where the TV used to be. It has a big space on this side of the wall, so I can always get another shelf if this one is overflowing with video games. The room does look a bit empty without the bed, but over time, I'm looking to get a 2-seater couch to make up for the space, and I don't have to sit on my ass into the floor. I am considering adding some more wallpapers and other cool items to make it into the video game room I always dreamed of. And because I was so annoyed from recording in that small room the other day, I redid the whole video in the updated room, and already, I feel right at home. And in case you're wondering what video I was recording, well, you'll just have to wait in a few days' time. So in conclusion, what have I learned from all this? I've learned that I am a complete fucking idiot and should always listen to myself more often. But anyway, I hope some of you enjoyed this video. Well, I certainly have with moving shit all over again, but hey, at least I get a good workout. Now to go to my small bedroom with my big bed with some ice cream into a bowl and cry about never doing this kind of shit ever again. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like, share the video, and subscribe today. My name's The Gaming Critic, telling you to keep calm and keep playing video games.